She was a beautiful baby girl born in Detroit, Michigan in 1946. Sadly, her birth mother's family did not want a half-Black baby in the family, so she was put in foster care. Then she was blessed by being adopted by a Black family, but there was a curse. Her adoptive mother was extremely abusive. Then she grew up and excelled in school and then married the man of her dreams, who happened to be a former Roman Catholic priest who was white in the mid 1960s. Huge scandal, race, religion, married. I came along, Catherine came along. They worked together as a team. She went to law school. She became chief judge of one of Detroit's biggest courthouses. And now she's here on Mother's Day to share her tremendously inspiring wisdom with all of us. Welcome to Boss Up Goddess. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I interview trailblazing women, especially my mother, who help us all live bigger, better, and bolder. I want you to meet Judge Marylin E. Atkins. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to talk with you because I learned everything I know from you, and you are just a wellspring of knowledge and wisdom and maturity and integrity. And I would like to start first by please asking you to share guidance with mothers today during these trying times of the pandemic and all kinds of other things, who are balancing family, children, grief, all kinds of things at once. What's your advice to them to keep pushing through?
Well, those words you just said are part of what I want to say, and that is to keep pushing through. This is not going to last forever, although sometimes I'm sure we all feel like it is. And those who have all the weight on their shoulders in terms of homeschooling and all kinds of other things having to deal with this pandemic, keep pushing through and don't give up. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. And if they persevere and keep doing what they're doing, you've got to look for resources. You have to look for support. Hopefully these women have either family or a significant other, a husband, a boyfriend, somebody who will assist them in helping get through these hard times. You have to keep going. You have to keep going. And sometimes you have to reach deep down inside and you have to pray. You have to meditate. You have to think. Sometimes get off to yourself a little bit for a few minutes to just concentrate and get yourself together, renew your spirit so that you can get back out there and keep going until the goals are reached. You have to keep going and reach way down deep inside of yourself. Hopefully there's a support network. There is a husband, the father of your children, family. There are organizations that you can reach out to. As a judge, it seems like I learned while on the bench, a lot of times when there's chaos and there are hard times out in society like we have in this pandemic, things like domestic violence increase. And women will probably feel like, I can't get out of this situation. But if you have children, for the sake of yourself and for your children, you have to reach out to resources and get out of that situation. Like I said, I had support. I had support from your dad. You just have to persevere and keep going and not give up. There's light at the end of the tunnel. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. And you have to keep going until your goal is reached.
So back when I was little, you were in law school at night at University of Detroit, downtown Detroit, and you worked full-time, and Daddy worked full-time as well. And you two operated as a team with a big goal in mind. You would graduate from law school, you would become a lawyer, you would earn a salary in order to send us to college. So, what was in your mind? What did you tell yourself on those grueling days when you were working all day, law school at night, studying on the weekends? It was just exhausting for years. What did you tell yourself on a moment to moment basis to get through that?
I have to do this. There's no if, and, buts about it. I have to do it. Your father, for your listening audience that probably doesn't know, your father was 25 years older than me. When we got married, I'm 20 and he's 45. And I knew that not someone, me, would have to be the one that would be responsible for college education for you and your sister, Catherine. It was inherent on me to get back to school. So I finished my undergrad first, and then I went to law school, and then your dad and I sat down with a plan so that that we could, the teamwork makes the dream work. And
Yeah, teamwork certainly does make the dream work. Our father would come home, make dinner for me and Catherine, oversee our homework, drive us to swimming lessons, piano lessons, ski lessons, ice skating with our friends, got us to bed at a reasonable time so we could get up for school the next morning. It was just really amazing to witness my parents, all that they did to make certain that they achieved that big goal of my mother finishing law school, passing the bar on the first time, and getting a great job, and then ascending a career ladder where she was steadily earning more and more money that enabled her to send me and Catherine through the University of Michigan at the same time, because we're only 1 year apart. So she did it. She achieved her goal of becoming a lawyer and putting both children through University of Michigan. And get this, our father retired right when it was time for us to attend University of Michigan. Let's segue into the importance. Can you talk to women about the importance of choosing a partner who is supportive and shares your dreams, is not intimidated, is not going to sabotage you, is going to be the wind beneath your wings?
The first thing a woman has to do of any age who's looking for a mate is to find someone who has like dreams, or at least some ambition, is willing to support her in her endeavors, and understands how important it is for her to achieve, and that she is achieving for the both of them. The worst thing a woman can do is to pair up with a man with a lot of insecurities. Um, Back when I was a teenager, I had a boyfriend, and at that time I wanted to be a doctor. And he was not happy about that. He didn't have enough ambition to want to be a professional. I mean, at that, and this is a time when I wasn't thinking about getting married or having children or anything. I just knew I wanted to be a pediatrician. And he said, "Well, that's too, that's pie in the sky. You can't do that, and I'm not going to help you with it." So I knew that person was not the one for me. You got to have somebody who's going to be by your side, and you're going to be by his side as well, and support him in his dreams, because they're not singular. They're together. There's something that you are going to achieve together if you're building a life together, that is. But a man with a lot of insecurities, that is not going to work, because even up to the point of, there could be sabotage, there's jealousy, all kinds of things that can derail you from achieving your goal.
Absolutely. When you and Daddy married, and then it was the 60s, interracial marriage was still illegal in 16 states. And then I came along, Catherine came along, two biracial children, mixed race. What about the children? People always ask. Can you talk to any mothers or fathers out there who are worried, if they have interracial children, about how to raise them and what to tell them to make certain they have strong self-esteem?
Well, what your father and I told you and Catherine we were completely honest. Everybody is not going to be happy that you are who you are and that you're on this planet taking up space. There are people just that mean and narrow minded. We knew that you and Catherine were going to have to make your own way. Your parents cannot be your overseers for your entire life. What we tried to do was equip both of you with enough self of security within yourself, who you are, what you are, to be proud of being of both races. And that's why the two of you have chosen biracial, because if you say one or the other, you're leaving out me or you're leaving out your dad. And so, but the truth of the matter is, yes, you are biracial. You can be socially Black, African American, but in terms of physiology, you are 50% him and 50% me. Which give you some Black, Italian, French, Indian, and I don't know what else. But all we can do is instill in you to have confidence in yourselves. And the both of you have done that. You don't have to wear it on your sleeve. Excuse me. You don't have to run around giving the Black Power sign. You live your lives. You treat people with respect and dignity. Excuse me, the way you want to be treated. And we knew if we gave you that background to have a deep sense of self, of who you are, and have confidence, you could go out and make your own way. And you both have, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So that's really powerful because a strong sense of self is what you have despite the trauma of abuse in your childhood. A lot of people stay stuck in that story. Oh, this happened to me, so now I can't do XYZ. How did you let that go and just step forward fearlessly to do you and do your great life?
Well, I think it came from one of the things with all of the trauma that I suffered at the hands of my adoptive mother, one thing she instilled was to always have a goal, and education was important. And I have to say that I owe her for my ambition and for my career and pursuing my career. I have to say that I owe some of that to her. But my awakening point was after I got married and had you and your sister. And I realized that I was going to have to step up to the plate, and everything I did was going to be for the benefit of the two of you and the four of us. So yeah, I mean, it just came. Somebody says, "Well, what encouraged you to do it?" My family encouraged me to do it. And I remember somebody asked me one time, "Why do you want to go to law school?" And my first response, which was absolutely true, is because I want to help my family. And this person said to me, "First, you have to want to do it for yourself, and then you want to have to then for your family." And I said, "Oh, okay." But it was always family first, always family first. Whatever I did, the four of us benefited from.
I love that. I love that. So you share it all in your amazing book, The Triumph of Rosemary, which was your birth name. You triumphed over all these challenges, a memoir. There's you in your judge's robe. There's you as a baby. There's Daddy as a Roman Catholic priest. And there's our family. And then here's us as teenagers as well. So can you talk about the importance of owning your story and celebrating your story and using your story as a tool to help teach, inspire, entertain others?
If there are people out there, men and women, young and old, however, that are doubtful of what they can accomplish because they have experienced trauma or because they don't have a good support system, what I want is for my story to encourage them to keep going, and irrespective of what others say. Oh, you can't make it. You can't do it. You're asking too much. That's not going to work. You do it for yourself. You do it for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and do it for those that you love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did, Elizabeth. That was the most important thing to me, was to just keep going. And I want my message I want the message of my story to be persevere. And you got to keep going. And I think, with all of the stuff that I had to endure in growing up and so forth, if I can do it, other people can do it too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I really want to emphasize the point that though you were so busy, though you were so focused and working so hard, we had so much fun with you when we were little. When you were driving us to school, we'd be singing in the car. You had this purple car, a Skylark. It was so fun. You would take us to the store. We'd go out for ice cream. We'd play in the park. We'd go tobogganing. We had a ball. So you found that quality time to spend with me and Catherine and Daddy. And we had so much fun, dinners, breakfasts. We took small family trips. Can you talk about the importance of having fun on the journey? Because we're trying to get to this great destination, but the journey is the day-to-day experience that creates the memories.
Right.
So how do you take time to have fun and enjoy quality time with the family?
It was important for me to be a good example to you and your sister, in while I'm studying for undergrad. And you were very small when I went back to school and finished my undergrad degree. But for law school, you don't have time to waste. There was no time to waste. I had to study all the time, but when I could find time for family, I had to make it as valuable and as quality as possible. It was not only a relief for the two of you to have some time with me as your mother, but it was a relief for me to be able to be involved in your lives, because your dad became Mr. Mom. I worked all day, and then I went to night school, and he came home and took care of you after he got off work.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 3.5 years. I went year round so that I could get out as soon as possible. But I just treasured the time that I could get away, close the law books, and be with my family. And by
Mm-hmm.
the same token, I had to find some time where your father and I could still be, man and wife, and continue our relationship, which didn't do anything but deepen over the 24 years we were married.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you have any advice for couples, to segue from that regarding busy lives? How do you keep the fire blazing? How do you keep the love alive and not get caught and let it, sputter out in the hectic pace of life?
Find time for each other, find time for doing things that you want to do together. Now, one of the things you have to appreciate and accept, that even though you have a partner, there might be some times when the two of you want to branch off just for a little while. You got a girls' night out, you got a guys' night out. If you are secure in your relationship, there's not going to be any kind of arguments about, where did you go and who were you with. Relationships require transparency. And in order to find the right person, you have to be the right person, number one. And if you are the right person and you find the right person, you're going to have transparency in that relationship. There's going to be confidence, there's going to be communication, there's going to be trust, so that when you are not together from time to time, um, it's okay. It's okay. I had lots of things to do, when I started in politics, being an appointee of the governor, and I was away from home. Your father did not have to worry one iota, because he knew everything that I was out there doing, every contact I made was to get me and us eventually to the next level. So
Mm.
you have to find some time to be together. You got to keep that, keep the love and the emotions and the excitement together. And it becomes more difficult after the children come, because you hear a lot of husbands say, "Yeah, we had a lot of time together, and then the kids started coming." Well, that's what happens. That's what happens. But still, you get a babysitter, and you find time. You have a date night. You find time to be together.
You two did that a lot. We have so many pictures on Friday nights where you two would be all dressed up, going out to different parties and stuff with your colleagues. It was beautiful. So, can you also talk about the importance of, now it's called self-care, but back then it was just exercising, eating healthy, taking some time. And you were exemplary in you would go jogging 5 miles in the evening. And so, can you talk about the importance of self-care for busy women who have a family and a career and big goals?
Well, that it's very important. You've got to do mind, body, and spirit. You can't leave any one of those out of the equation. And in order to have a mindset that's positive, to where you can focus on your goals, your body has to be in shape to be able to do that. And in order to do that, I'm not saying you have to run marathons, but you have to get some exercise in. You have to, yeah, you take care of yourself. You take care of your inside as well as your outside. It's
Mhm.
very important. You get some exercise, eat healthy. It's going to prolong your life. And when you get to your goal, whatever it is, you want to look, first of all, you want to look good while you're going through it, right? And
Right.
then when you step on your platform, whatever platform it is you have made, whatever platform it is you have achieved, you want to look your best. And in
Mhm.
order to do that, you have to have a mind, body, and soul.
Mhm, mhm. Well, your commitment to exercise, I think, has been one major secret to your success, because it's kept you physically fit and mentally strong, and it boosts your mood and it increases longevity and vitality, and you have all of the above. So, so here's some exciting news. We're actually working to make this into a documentary film. Everybody who reads it says this should be a movie. Well, soon it will be. We're super excited because our parents' story is so unique. You can visit thetriumphofrosemary.com and learn more. Order the book on Amazon in paperback and ebook and audiobook. And so, are there any more words of wisdom you'd like to share with mothers out there right now?
Well, I would like to, this is Mother's Day, I would like to wish all of the mothers happy Mother's Day. I hope they had, I see it's the end of the day for us, but I hope they did have a happy day. I hope they were honored by those that they have given so much to. Um, just by, it can be little things. I mean, you can have hot dogs for dinner. You don't even have to have a steak dinner. Just as long as, I'm hoping for them that people that they love and they supported and worked so hard to care for said thank you this day to them. We appreciate, we may not say it every day, but Mother's Day is the time that we set aside And it's one of the biggest holidays in this country. More money is spent on Mother's Day than Father's Day and Valentine's Day. So just thank all the mothers out there for all that they have done, that all that they are doing, and all that they will continue to do.
I love that. That's beautiful. I have one more question. As the longest serving chief judge in 36 district courts history in Detroit, which is a huge municipal bustling court, what is your advice to women and the importance of women becoming lawyers and judges?
We need to be seen in all walks of life, in politics, in the courtroom, in the boardroom. And when you have that tag of Esquire or attorney at law, it puts you on a higher platform, just like, oh, Dr. So-and-so, that either an MD or a PhD. It puts you on a platform where you can reach more people. You've got credentials to do to be accepted and do what you want to do or what they want you to do. It is important for women to be in all aspects of our society, in sports. And things are opening up. There are more female coaches. We need to be everywhere.
Yes.
In the White House, in the State House, in our house, everywhere. And I love it when I see statistics that show that our medical schools and our law schools and the CPAs and in business and technology, there are so many women and African American women entrepreneurs. That's Aretha Franklin's song.
Sisters are doing it for themselves.
Absolutely. And that should be our anthem.
That's awesome.
We have a woman, African American woman in the White House.
Yes. Amazing. Yes. Wonderful. So what's next for you? You're retired. You wrote your book. There's going to be a movie. What's on your agenda?
Just to enjoy life, to stay healthy, enjoy your son, my only grandchild, watch him fulfill his dreams, help him do whatever in whatever way I can. Just to enjoy. And I really do every morning and every night. I say thank you for everything that I have. I am so grateful. And even though your dad has been gone for 30 years, I still say thank you for him being my husband. And thank you and Catherine for being wonderful daughters. I couldn't ask for better daughters. We never had to worry about you two going astray, not studying. I mean, it's been a pleasure being your mother. And I'm so very, very proud of you and Catherine and your two sisters writing and publishing. And, you're making your dreams come true. And you are showing that what your father and I instilled in you to do, you took heed and you're doing it. So I'm very, very proud of you. I love you. And thank you for having me on your show.
I love you too, Cap. We call her Cap. That's short for Captain, because we used to watch The Love Boat every Saturday night, and Captain Steubing was the boss. We'd have a big bowl of popcorn. It was our family weekly activity, and we'd sit around and watch this wonderful show called The Love Boat, and Captain Steubing was the boss. And we're like, our mother's kind of like Captain Steubing. We should call her Captain. And that became Cap. So now we call her Cap. And then we published her book. So we are two sisters writing and publishing our mother's book, which we think is just so unique and so fun. So please visit thetriumphofrosemary.com and get your copy. It's a wonderful, fun, and inspiring, although poignant at times and difficult, to read some of the abuse, but it's a triumph. So please check out her amazing book, which is her legacy, her love, and her message to all of you to persevere and stay strong. So thank you, Kat, for joining me here on Boss Up Goddess.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and happy Mother's Day.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you, all of you, for joining us here on Boss Up Goddess, where I got to interview my mother, Judge Marylin Atkins, and author of The Triumph of Rosemary. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and all of the women that I interview, including my mother, help us all live bigger, better, and bolder. I'm very grateful that you are here today on Mother's Day, and I'm so proud of my mother. She's a mentor to many. She helps people above and beyond in ways that she doesn't even talk about. And she's just an amazing woman on every level. So thank you for tuning in tonight to watch. So I hope that all of you are having a lovely Mother's Day and taking stock of all the tremendous blessings that we have. And if your mothers and grandmothers aren't with you today, I hope you're sharing a moment of gratitude for all the wonderful love that they instilled in you during this time. So before you go, please hit that subscribe button here on our channel. Please also give a thumbs up to the video and like it. And please follow me on Twitter at Elizabeth Atkins. Meanwhile, Boss Up Goddess, you have the power. I'll see you next time.